We've already learned about variables. So variables are just like this little bucket in memory where we can add things to them, right? So we can assign strings, assign integers, and so forth. As you can see, each variable that we create only allows for one item inside of it. So in one variable, we can't put 10 things into one variable, right? So that is very limiting if you think about it. That's why we have what we call arrays in Java and many other languages as well. Okay? Arrays is the most basic data structure or collections that allows us to put a lot of things, usually of the same type, into a bigger container, if you will. Now, a lot of things, it's usually very well organized. So array allows us to group things together in an organized manner. So the way that arrays work is as follows. In memory, arrays are actually little compartments. So think of the little compartments as these little buckets inside of a bigger bucket, right? So think of each item or each compartment as just a variable, but inside of a bigger component. So in this case here, we have an array of integers. An array is represented by adding square brackets, as you can see there. And everything, as we say, is organized by indexes. So the first item or the first bucket, right, is called an index. So that would be index 0. So everything starts at index 0. So of course, the second one will be index 1. The third will be index 2 and so forth. So that is the way arrays are created. The important part here is to remember that everything starts with 0. So everything that is inside of the first bucket will always be index 0. Now this allows for rapid retrieval. Now this indexing here is very important because it allows for faster and quicker retrieval of the information inside of an array. So we can also create arrays with other types. But notice very important here is that each array cannot have multiple different types, at least when we talk about in Java, right? We'll talk about other data structures that would probably allow for us to do so. But array always allows one type per array. So the top that we saw there is an array of integer. So that means it only allows for integers. But the second one, we can add strings, meaning it will only hold strings type. So the same thing happens here. The first one is going to be index 0. And the second one there is going to be index 1. Okay, so that's how arrays work. And let's go ahead and start putting all of this together in code.